corner of the champion, Hopkins.
Take a deep breath. Take it now and listen. Okay, you're doing good. Listen to the coach. All right. I want to see you look a little more. One thing you haven't given me yet. That's the hook from the outside. I want to see the hook from the outside, right?
Joey Fisher is trainer, giving the champion instructions. And reminder that after the fight, check out CBS Sportsline for a round-by-round wrap-up and exclusive post-fight analysis. And Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, join in a chat session with our very own Gil Clancy. That plus breaking news, scores, and highlights at cbs.sportsline.com. The wired world comes to boxing. There's that low blow again. You can see Johnson's head was down. He was just firing a punch. Had no idea where it was going.
That was the worst kind of low blow, Tim, because it lifted up the cup, came from under the cup. Those are the kind that really hurt you.
Hopkins only took about a minute and a half and told the referee he was ready to go forward again. We're into the 8th. Hard-fought fight. It's been forced by the champion Hopkins the entire way, and we have yet to give a round to the challenger, Glen Johnson.
Hopkins has shown me just about everything in this fight, Tim. Quick hands, good balance, takes a good punch, and a lot of confidence.
Here's a guy who came from a difficult background in Philadelphia and has turned himself into a world champion in peak condition. Terrific skills.
Tim, again, Hopkins leading with that right hand, exposed himself, left himself wide open.
Well, Hopkins got a little breather in that 7th round, and now he's back to the pace he set in the early rounds. Is scheduled for 12, and Hopkins continues that pace, backing up Johnson. Johnson hiding behind those gloves, which he does effectively.
Got hurt with that left hook to the ribs, Tim.
Yes, he did. You could see him wince. Got off the ropes to get out of there.
Another one, another left hook to the ribs.
But Johnson just not throwing enough punches. Backing up now, he tries to dig to the body. Hopkins keeps him pinned on the ropes.
Have to give Johnson credit, Tim. He's throwing a normal amount of punches for a middleweight, but Hopkins is just unbelievable with the pace he sets.
Little blood from the mouth of Glen Johnson.
That's it. You got to put it out there, Glen. That's it. Put it out there. Watch where you're looking.
Counter right hand scored by the champion Hopkins as Johnson left himself open, lunging in. Johnson simply doesn't have the weapons and has not been able to use what he has to any real effect here against Hopkins so far.
Stop punching. Stop punching. Don't hit him. Now step. Now go. He goes in. Let him go. Whoa. Stop punching. Stop punching. Break. Let's don't wrestle, man. Let's don't wrestle.
8th round scheduled for 12. IBF middleweight championship at stake.
And Tim Johnson now is starting to look weary and battered. Both. Look at that jab of Hopkins, Tim. Snappy jab. There's another one.
Great concentration, too. His eye on the target at all times.
Well, as I had mentioned, I think Hopkins is the best middleweight in the world, and he's reproving it to me today.
Good combination by Hopkins.
Stop punching. Break. Pay attention to the bell now. Break. Let's go.
Championship boxing here on the CBS Sports Show from the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy watching this IBF middleweight battle. And the champion, Bernard Hopkins, an impressive display through weight. We've given him every round against a very game and well-conditioned challenger, Glen Johnson from Miami. Champion in gold. If you join us along the way.
Well, Johnson said before how he was going to win. I have to hit him more than he hits me. But that hasn't been the case. Not in any round.
Hopkins has just not let him do it. He has been forcing right from the outset. Throwing every punch in the book and throwing them with effect. Two superbly conditioned athletes.
Both of you step out. Just step out. Don't punch. Break. Now go.
again backing up Johnson, and Johnson goes into that peekaboo defense, and he does pick off a lot of punches, but meanwhile he's not throwing enough back.
Picking off a lot with his body and his head too, though, Tim.
Yes, that's true, but not as many with his head. And there's that uppercut finding its way between the gloves of Johnson, and Hopkins drives him back. What shape Johnson is in. He keeps his balance, his good legs under him.
And Tim, he's still firing. Not often, but he's firing. He's tired now, though, Johnson, as we had mentioned. He looks battered and weary.
Hopkins had the one breather in the 7th round. Kind of stood flat-footed a bit. Got a little bit of a rest, and it was in the same round that he took the low blow from Johnson, the unintentional low blow.
Tim, the referee had better start looking at Johnson now. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be too game in a fight.
Under a minute to go in the 9th. Johnson throwing the right hand over the top just to the shoulder, but he's definitely weary now. He actually rested his head on Hopkins' shoulder.
And bleeding from the mouth. I'm surprised that's the only place he's bleeding from, with all of the punches he's taking.
Let's go now. Put him together.
Hopkins' relentless attack.
Tim, these are murderous punches that Hopkins is throwing. And there you see Johnson trying to fire back. I'd take a look at him if I was his corner man between rounds, and I might stop this in the corner. Just being completely battered now.
All right, stop punching. Don't throw his shoulders. Let it go.
Yeah, and he's not known to be a one-punch knockout artist, even though he's got 22 KOs in 32 fights. But they'd like to give him that puncher champ. It is a world championship fight, but he's shown nothing to indicate he can come up with that.